Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today I'm going to talk about the film The Incredible Hulk. This is the second film I'm reviewing leading up to The Avengers, which will come out directly after, probably 24 to maybe 30 hours or so after this. And I previously reviewed Iron Man last night, and now I'm reviewing The Incredible Hulk tonight. I also have already reviewed Captain America and Thor and Iron Man 2. The Incredible Hulk is a semi-sequel kind of slash reboot of Ang Lee's The Hulk, although apparently Ang Lee's The Hulk does not count. This is in the whole Marvel continuity universe. You can see Stark logos on missiles and weapons and things, and you know, there's obviously at the end where Tony Stark shows up as General Ross about the team of Avengers they're assembling, even though in Iron Man 2 he says he's not right for the Avengers, so why would he be going to contact people about the Avengers? In the beginning, in the opening credits, it kind of sets up what would have happened in this first Hulk movie that never happened, with Edward Norton and Liv Tyler and General Ross, and how he becomes this big Hulk monster and he destroys everything. That movie looked pretty cool. I wish I could see that movie, even though it doesn't exist. And then they show him in Brazil, and he's at a bottle factory, and eventually they find him. And they come after him, and then the plot gets kind of dumber. Another person wants the same power, of course, the biggest superhero plot cliche of them all. The guy who directed this, who also directed the Transporter movies, or at least Transporter, and he ended up directing Clash of the Titans. At the beginning, I actually thought he was a really good fit, because everything in the opening credits I really liked, and everything in Brazil. Every time he was on the move, he was always running, and the camera was always moving, and it made for actually a pretty good and compelling sequence, especially when you couldn't see the Hulk. That sequence where you couldn't see the Hulk was probably my favorite sequence of the whole film, and it's not because I have something against the Hulk, which I don't. It was really well directed. It was really well plotted out. I loved how the camera was moving. This director tried to have the Hulk always running. The Hulk is always on the run. Like, that's kind of a theme of this film. I don't remember the Hulk running so much in the comics. I mean, I guess he did kind of. I'm not the biggest fan of the Hulk. I don't know as much about the Hulk as I do about all the other Marvel characters. I think the thing about the sequence in Brazil that's really great is it has a focus, it has an objective. Later, when Tim Roth has some of Bruce Banner's blood in him, and he takes the super serum stuff and he becomes this other kind of Hulk creature. That whole plot I just didn't like. I really would have liked just a movie where he's on the run as the Hulk, and like Tim Roth's trying to catch him, and you know, there's all these cool like chase sequences and everything. I would have probably liked that a little more, and I think something that this movie didn't learn the lesson that Iron Man did. I think a Hulk movie like the TV show with Bill Bixby, kind of simple ideas going on. You know, the Hulk is in this thing with this villain, and that's what's going on. And in this, it's like, how many villains are there exactly? Is Tim Roth the villain? Is General Ross the villain? Is Tim Blake Nelson the villain? When they got the Hulk out finally, it was like 45 minutes into the movie, I wasn't as into that sequence, and some of it, I was like, I would have liked this sequence if it had just showed me the sense of the campus more. You know, there was a part where he's fighting the guy with this sculpture, and I was thinking, the sculpture I never got to see before he started destroying it. It would have been nice if there was a shot so I could really kind of appreciate how he's like destroying this thing. I liked Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, and it's a shame he, like, I mean, the Hulk's doing the same thing James Bond did. At one point, James Bond, it came out, Our Majesty's Secret Service was George Lazenby. Then Diamonds Are Forever with Sean Connery, and then you had Live and Let Die with Roger Moore. And it's the same thing's happening right now, because you have The Hulk with Eric Bana, The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton, and then you have Avengers with Mark Ruffalo. And I hope Mark Ruffalo becomes the first actor to portray Hulk in more than one film. Parts of this I like more than Ang Lee's The Hulk, although I like the comic book panel thing he did, but that movie was way too long. This movie is also too long. It should be like 90 minutes, maybe 80 something. You know, I just want a simple, kind of more genre Hulk movie. This love story with Betty Ross, I don't care about that. This is a movie I saw because I like Hulk smashing things. I'm glad that we can lead up to the Avengers with it, so I guess that's like my takeaway from it, is it shows that the Hulk actually fighting for good, which is something I think this film had to achieve in terms of continuity, which it succeeds what it needs to for the continuity that leads up to the Avengers, because you couldn't have him being an out of control beast. This film, and I wish it kind of had done it a little better, establish that he can kind of control the Hulk power. There's some good he could be doing with this power. I wish they had stuck to that theme. A funny story about this movie is the end bumper with Robert Downey Jr. Was actually supposed to be at the end of the credits, but they were worried like no one would stick around for the end of the credits of this piece of crap. So they, well, they didn't phrase it that way, but you know, that's basically what I think they meant. But they pushed it up like right before the credits. It actually made more than Ang Lee's the Hulk. Not by much, but it actually did. And if you think Ang Lee's the Hulk was a lot more epic and was, again, trying to accomplish too many things, and obviously a way more expensive, and I think that was over 200 million. I think this was a lot less. So really this film was actually a lot more profitable than Ang Lee's the Hulk, and considering it made actually more money, I think it made only like 1 to 2 million more in the US. And it had a lot less advertising behind it as that one did. That one was like all-encompassing, was supposed to be this big event, and it didn't really work out. This is probably this is absolutely my least favorite of the Avengers movies, of this, I guess, first generation Avengers movies leading up to the Avengers. So if you've seen The Incredible Hulk and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to. And come back tomorrow at some point when I will hopefully have the review of The Avengers.